But if you want to get involved in the company, there's two things you can do. You can get involved as a customer, what we would call as a preferred customer, PC for short, okay? So preferred customers are people who just want to take the product. They're not interested in making money and doing a business and blah, blah, blah. And the thing about a preferred customer, they get in, whoever, if you are or if you're signing one up, they just use your ID number, log it, and you register them in as a preferred customer, and they're going to get product shipped to them on a monthly basis at wholesale pricing. But preferred customers cannot make any money, okay? Because they're not a distributor. So if a person's looking at making money, then you have to become a distributor and get a distributor ID number in the company. And there's two ways to do that, but I'm going to talk about this way first. The Vantage Pack is the highest level of investment you can make in the company. It's a $600 investment, and this is going to qualify you for full commissions in the company, okay? All the bonuses that are in there, in order to qualify for their entirety, you have to be a Vantage Pack distributor. And if you decide to come in at the lesser level, because there is a basic enrollment, okay, and it's only $50, but to be qualified and earning money, you got to add $100 worth of product volume. So product you got to purchase. So it's really a $150 enrollment if you want to be qualified right out of the gates. And so this is going to qualify you for partial commissions. Okay, follow me on that. So if you decided to come in at this and start working, you're going to be missing some of the bonuses until you decide to purchase a Vantage Pack and upgrade yourself to that down the road, if that's what some people decide to do that. I tell people, if you're ready to build this business and you're ready to start making money and start plugging into the system that we're using, then we need to find a way to do this, and we need to sit down and show you how to recover this investment as quickly as possible. Because you don't want to start working full throttle and be leaving a bunch of money on the table because you came in at this deal. Okay, you follow me on that? But now that's for someone who's ready to pull the trigger and go forward. For somebody who's kind of hemming and hawing about it, and there's 1 foot in and 1 foot out, then this might make sense. I would encourage that. Isn't that fair? Because you're not sure if you're in or out yet. So get a position, start getting on the product. If you start telling people about it, it's not for nothing. You're going to make some return on that. But if and when you decide, okay, I've learned what I needed to learn and I'm ready to go full throttle, then we're going to bring you in over here and do this because we don't want you to miss the commissions. But I don't want someone signing up in the deal if they're not ready to operate and own a business from home and sign up for $600 and they don't do nothing with it. And then they, of course, are upset because they're out money and they haven't made anything back. And then they blame me for that, or you or whoever, because we talked them into doing something they shouldn't have done in the first place. Well, that's why I tell people, if you ain't ready to go forward, just get a spot and start figuring out what you need to figure out. If you are ready, then this makes sense to me. And that's just a transparent way of looking at it. I would want someone to tell me that if I was looking at this at the first time, and just so I know what my options are. We show this because this is how you make the money, okay? But there is this option, the basic option, and I kind of call that the 1 foot in, 1 foot out deal, because you don't have anything to work with. The $600 package is giving you $535 in product and another $65 in tools to make up the $600, but it's actually about $100 worth of marketing materials. They're giving you a lot of discount there. So most of your package is product. Okay, and there's two different ones. You can do all Pro Tandem, or you can do a mixture of Pro Tandem and True Science. That's their anti-aging cream, for those you don't know. They took in the same science and ingredients and put it into a skincare product as well. So you can do either one. You can do all True Science, all Pro Tandem, or a combination of the two. And so, if nothing else, you just bought $535 worth of product that you're going to use anyways if you believe in the science, right? And then you have the other difference in marketing materials that is going to help you give exposure to the people you know about this. And we get into more, like I said, how to use those effectively and be productive with it. But this is your business kit. It's basically a turnkey business. It's a full write-off on your taxes because it's a business expense, right? And now by getting that started, you have full commissions that you're qualified for, okay? Now let me show you how to make a return on this real quick, because if somebody's getting involved in this business, we can show them how to make good money right out of the gates and start turning a profit, and we can talk about that. But I think everybody's first goal, some people may want to make $5,000 their first month, or 2 or 10 or whatever, but I know everybody's first goal is at least make the $600 back that they just spent to get in, right? Well, here's how you're going to do that. For you, the first 3 people you bring in, okay, you're going to get $210 on each one of them. These guys come in advantage packs, and you're not going to bring them in by yourself. You're not allowed to do meetings as a new distributor just because we don't want you to mess it up and run these guys off. And we mean that in a friendly way. We want to come help you do these presentations. All you got to act as is the bridge to get people in front of it. And after you've seen this enough times and you get familiar with it, you'll be able to do these presentations as you go. After you go to some premier schools and elite academies and you get your training, I don't want you carving on my chest if you've never been to school to learn how to take out a heart, right? I mean, you wouldn't take your car to someone who doesn't know how to work on cars, right? Who can maybe sew leather shoes together. That's all they know. But you're taking your car for a transmission change, that might not work, right? So we want to go through the training process and help you get this thing started. So our first goal is help you get your first 3 people. So because you've made $630 just on the first 3, then on your 4th and your 5th and your 6th and so on, forever and ever, you're going to get $260 on each one of them. And no matter when you enroll them, this year, this month, next year, it's immediately, within the very next week, that those bonuses pay out. Now that's a combination of a couple different bonuses that, like I said, we're not going to break down and go into right now. But this is the first focus. Make that $630 so that you're out of the red and into the black, and then everything from that point on is a profit, right? And then things are easier. So just know that as you keep enrolling, you keep making more money. And just so you know that as these people start enrolling people, you're going to make a commission of their enrollment as long as they're Vantage Packs. If you came in at a Vantage Pack and people that start duplicating the Vantage Pack system, you're going to start making $50 on all of these Vantage Packs that happen on this 4th person and on. Okay? All of these people, their first 3 enrollments, you're going to be making $50 on all of those infinitely deep. These guys' first 3, these guys' first 3. We can show you how that breaks down and how you start making infinite money, $50 on every Vantage Pack. That can start to be big money on the front end of your business just as people start duplicating the enrollments of Vantage Packs, okay? And you're going to start getting paid more on these, of course. There's some qualifiers that you need to get there. Basically, once you've enrolled your 5th person, you're going to start being qualified to earn enrollment monies on this group over here. So don't let that confuse you, but just know that you're getting paid not just when you enroll them, but when they enroll people and you take the time to go help them duplicate this system, there's money on the table for you to do that. So that's why there's a lot of support in the front end of it. But then we start talking about the residual money, right? There's a unilevel bonus that's attached with dynamic compression, and we're not going to go through all that tonight. But just know that as you start building an organization, and we just talked about getting your first 5 people, right? And then we stop enrolling people, or we don't maybe stop, and we start directing some attention on helping these 5 get started now, right? If these 5 people are in this deal for the business, then they're going to need to go get their first 3 and their first 5 or whatever. So I'm just going to show you when we duplicate this out just 3 times, because the unilevel bonus that I'm talking about here pays 9 levels deep, okay? And it's not paying from you down 9 levels, it's paying from the bottom up to you 9 levels. But like I said, that's the dynamic compression that we're not going to get into. But just know that for 9 compressed levels of business, meaning all these qualified people that are now in your organization, if you help these 5 generate the next level, it becomes 25, and then we help those 25 grow to that 3rd level, become 125. If we can just help people see how to do this, whether it takes them a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, some people can do it overnight, it seems like. Some people, it's like, man, we've been working for 6 months and nothing's happened, but then all of a sudden something pops off on that 7th month and they start exploding and growing. I mean, I've seen people's businesses grow in all different ways. But if we have 5 on this level, and if these 5 are as distributors and they're generating $200 a month in volume, okay, and you make a 2% commission, if these are all worth $200 a month to you, right? What's 200 times 5? That's 1,000, right? What's 2% of 1,000? 20? So you make $20 in this scenario I'm teaching you on that level in residual orders, because they're going to continue to order monthly orders, and that's what you're earning on here. Not the enrollment. The enrollment gets paid out in those other bonuses I was showing you earlier. But then what happens when 25 people do the same thing at 200 and you're making 5% on that level? It equals out to a $250 check, okay? So now you're making the 250 plus the 20, and you have what, 25, if we just stop there at the 2nd level, you've got 25 in the 5, so you've got 30 people in your organization. You've got 30 people in your organization and you're making $270 a month residually. How many people make a $270 check every month for doing nothing right now? Anybody on Social Security? Or I'm just kidding. You didn't do nothing for that, right? You had to work. So I'm just saying, even $270 a month is residual money. It's free money. It might take care of a car payment or whatever, right? But we can't stop there because that's not what most people are looking for. That's why it's key that we help people duplicate to this third level, because you make 9% on this third level, and if we have 125 people who are making $200 orders, and you're making 9% off that, that's $2,250 right there, okay? So what's $2,250 plus the $250 plus the 20? It's $2,520, right? So you're making $2,500 a month, which is what, 30 grand a year, residually. Now how many people could use that? An extra 2 to 3 grand a month. Probably everybody you could think of. So if you can think of them, their name needs to go on a list, and we need to show this to them, because you need to let them decide if they want $2,500 a month. Or if we talk about the fourth level, and the fifth, and the sixth, and the seventh, and the eighth, and the ninth, you start doing the math on this stuff, you guys, you can see how people make millions of dollars in network marketing. And are you more likely to have a massive organization coming involved in this thing early on, or 10 years too late? Or 5 years too late, doesn't matter, right? That's where timing is going to show how you maturely grow out these organizations and make the good incomes that you want. So my second goal for people, first goal is to make the $600 back, or more, obviously, and help them get that part taken out of the way. And then the second goal is our first kind of midterm goal, like I said, it's a couple months or whatever, is to help them start making $2,000 to $3,000 a month by basically doing this. And then the people we show how to make 2 or 3 grand a month know how this works and understands how to do it. Do you think that it's going to be hard to take that thing to 5,000 now? I mean, getting something started is the hardest point, right? I mean, I watched our organization grow by 800 people last month. Just last month. Because if you bring in this next level, which is what, 625 people, if 125 people all got 5, and there's 625 people on that level, and you're making 5% on that level, that's another like $6,500 for the month just out of that level, right? And if you add that to the $2,500, you're making over, what, 9 grand a month? That's over 100 grand a year. So if someone wants to make 6 figures a year, we just show them how to build this thing to the fourth level. And bring in 625, 750, 70, 775, less than 800 people. So within less than 800 people, we're showing people how to make 100 grand a year. And we just had 800 new people sign up in our little organization last month, okay? But with our organization started a year and a couple months ago, May of last year. Me and Blue enrolled about 25 people that we knew. Some, most of them distributors, a couple of them customers. But I can show you out of the personal enrollments we made, the 25, the ones who are growing organizations and making up the lion's share of our business today are all Vantage Pack distributors. There's not a single one of them who came in at a lesser level and made more money, because they didn't have the tools to do it. It's like, I'm gonna go pull the engine out of a car with a crescent wrench and a pair of pliers, or I'm gonna bring the whole toolbox with me. And so that's why these Vantage Packs are important, because it gives you the tools to do what you need to do. Okay.